I should say at the outset, the Alvarado police officer that was shot has been released from the hospital, and he seems to be in good condition at the moment. But you had this play out over the holiday weekend on the 4th of July. Tell me how this occurred and your thoughts as this was taking place just in neighboring south of Fort Worth.
Yeah, so thanks for having me today. On Friday evening, after celebrating fireworks on the 4th of July, got a phone call that I needed to report to the Prairieland Detention Center, and an officer had been shot in the neck. And so we responded down there, and unfortunate situation with the amount of rhetoric going on with fireworks being shot at the facility, drawing employees outside the facility, and then Alvarado police officer was shot in the neck.
You talk about the rhetoric. You mentioned that almost in passing right there, the amount of rhetoric going on. What are the conditions right now that you're operating under as the director of the Dallas ICE field office? I'm curious, did this come as a shock, as a surprise to you? Are you operating under a heightened environment of alert as we speak?
Absolutely. We're seeing a 700% increase in assaults on staff. And as you see some of these images, they're playing Ice Pig and some of the other traitor and bigot that was sprayed on the employees' vehicles, the damage to the facility. I mean, this is completely unacceptable and outside of what I think any of us are accustomed to or should have to tolerate.
And look, I don't think this particular story and the details around it can be easily overlooked or moved on from. This is, by very good fortune, not a tragedy we're talking about today at a pretty large scale. You've got a dozen people in what appears to be a coordinated attempt to lure ICE agents out. And it appears, tell me if the details are correct, 2 shooters poised to take down ICE agents as they came out of the building.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a coordinated group. They had body armor, two-way radios, and they were not messing around with long guns. Several different types of firearms were recovered at the scene, and unfortunately, an officer was shot in the neck. So this is not a protest. This was an ambush.
And at this point, and I don't presume that ICE is conducting the investigation, but any sense yet at the level of planning for something like this? Were there others behind the scenes? I know one's still at large, but more than we already know in terms of putting this together?
Right now, the investigation is ongoing. The FBI is continuing to execute search warrants in the area, and we hope to make additional arrests. You're seeing some of the propaganda that some of the people were in possession of. One individual was arrested for obstruction, trying to remove evidence. So I'm confident that the FBI will continue their investigation, and other arrests will be made.
All right, well, we're grateful that your officers were not hurt, and we appreciate you joining us today to shed some light on what ended up to be an almost completely tragic situation over there in Alvarado. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.